Who are the greatest in-ring competitors of all time? Now, this is a question that many people ask themselves. Joktan over here is going to give you his opinion, his 2 cents on this topic. Now, my number one is probably going to surprise you just a little bit, not too much. But without any further ado, as Stone Cold likes to say it, I'm going to start off with number 5. The fifth greatest in-ring wrestler, in my opinion, is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Now, I don't need to tell you why he's great in the ring. I mean, have you ever seen a bad Ric Flair match? I haven't. Well, actually, I have. But that's because he was in TNA post-retirement, okay? But we're talking about Ric Flair in his prime, okay? We all know that he takes a lot of bumps, but his psychology is like no other. His timing is perfect. Is as perfect as it gets. He knows how to put over other wrestlers and make them look great. And he's pretty fun. If you haven't realized, Ric Flair is hilarious in the ring. Like when he takes a beating and he just does that fall where he just falls. That's pretty funny. His figure 4 is amazing. You know. And the best part about it is it can get reversed, and it does quite often get reversed. Now that's number 5. Now number 4 of all time, as of right now, I think over time, I think he's gonna go up the list. But as of right now, he's number 4, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now, I had him higher, but there's a new kid on the block that actually surpassed him. Okay? Now, the phenomenal one, that we all know how great he is in the ring. In fact, today, you could argue there's only one person that's better in the ring. Okay? And he's going to be up later in the list. But you talk about agility. You talk about athleticism. Nobody does moves off the top of the rope better than AJ Styles to this day. Now, of course, in the ring, AJ Styles is phenomenal, and the pun was intended. But the reason why AJ Styles is a little bit lower on the list is, as he's aged, he's changed his style. If this was AJ Styles in 2006, 2010, he would probably be number 1 on my list, but he slowed down a bit in the ring, so he's just a little bit lower on the list, but still one of the greatest of all time. At number 3 is, now I know people don't want to hear it, but I just have to be completely honest. Forget about what he did, strictly professional wrestling, is Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit in the ring is probably, no, not probably. I've debated if he was the greatest in-ring performer ever. Okay? But there are guys that are better, but just by a hair. They really don't get that much better in the ring than Chris Benoit. His German suplexes. Again, another guy with great timing and great psychology. So yeah, we'll move on from Chris Benoit before WWE gets mad for me mentioning him. At number 2 is Kenny Omega. Now, you're probably wondering why Kenny Omega is my number 2. And for me, honestly, he has so many of my favorite matches of all time. His match with Chris Jericho, his matches with Okada. He's in the ring, he's just so damn good. Um, he's so athletic. Um, he's agile. Um, he still needs to work a little bit on his psychology, but that honestly doesn't even matter because he's so damn good in the ring. Okay. Um, yeah. So at number two is Kenny Omega. I think I had a brain fart. Joktan over here is having brain farts while he's recording. Or am I? And at number one is Shawn Michaels. Nah, I'm just kidding. Shawn Michaels is not my number one. He's great though. Um, and I know a lot of people probably got mad because I said Shawn Michaels and then said that he really isn't my number one. So, who is number one? And number one is Kurt Angle. He's had so many great matches. His match at WrestleMania 17 with Chris Benoit. His WrestleMania 19 match against Brock Lesnar. His Iron Man match against Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. Don't ever forget that. His January 4th, 2010 match with AJ Styles. Yes, that specific. He's just had so many great matches. I loved his match, the triple threat between him, The Rock, and The Undertaker. In my opinion, the greatest triple threat match of all time, even surpassing the one from WrestleMania, the one between Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. That to me was even a better match than that one. He's just in the ring. There's just nobody better. He's just so entertaining. His German suplexes, his tenacity. There's just the list with Kurt Angle is just, it's a long list, but I'll just mention a few more. If you actually paid attention to Kurt Angle's matches, you'll realize that he doesn't slow down. He really is a machine. You know, it's not just a gimmick. He's just bell to bell a monster in that ring. Now, of course, it took a toll on his body. If you've went behind the scenes and seen how much in pain he was, taking up to 60 pills a day, because his body was just destroyed from taking so many bumps and from his neck injuries. But in the ring, Kurt Angle has to be the greatest of all time. And of course, he's an Olympic gold medalist. Let's not forget that, because he reminds us every chance he gets. And who wouldn't? So yeah, let me know who you think are the greatest in the comments below. And make sure you like and subscribe.